Hey, it's me again. It's Saad. You can see I'm doing this cool superposition of video on video, which I'm using two devices to do. Really hard. So, today we'll be talking about Ohm's law, which is something to do with electricity. So, you might see V is equal to IR. Now you might be wondering what in the world is V equal to IR. Let me explain. Basically, V is voltage, and voltage measured in volts. So V stands for voltage, and voltage is measured in volts. Now moving on, I is actually, for some reason, some really odd resistant reason, it's current, which is measured in amperes. What is all this? I might write down full voltage. Okay. Finally, R, which I'll probably write on top. R is resistance. So basically how much, you could say how much the circuit can't take it. Like, let's say, let me give this analysis since I'm holding the pen. So if this is a small, pretend this goes on, this is a smaller pipe. A lot of water is gushing through, it suddenly goes into a small pipe. There's some resistance because not that much water can go in at once. So that's pretty much what resistance is, and it's measured in ohms. You might think Ohm's law. Yes, it's named after Mr. Ohm. Oh no. So you might think, okay, how do we use this? So by the way, you might need to know some basic algebra to do this, like shuffling things around. Okay, so first let's tackle some problems regarding voltage. Yep, I got a problems. First question, you'll understand how this works along the way. By the way, I'm sorry, I love planes, so all of the questions are about planes. You're gonna have to bear with me. A plane's electric engine has a current of 750 amps. This is not realistic. And has a resistance of 10 ohms. By the way, that is how you measure ohms, okay? That's the symbol. It's a really odd symbol. What is the voltage? Okay, first let's find what we need to find, which is the voltage. And you know what? I'm gonna color code it. Voltage is red, current is blue, and resistance is green. Okay? How am I doing that? You don't know. Okay, so what is the voltage? Excuse me, I better close the door. Okay, sorry for that. So what is the voltage? So voltage is equal to question mark. We don't know what it is. Now, we do know what the current is, and I'm gonna highlight that in green because remember, the current was green. I'm pretty sure. No, yeah. Not that. Yes, no, the resistance is green. Remind me. So, sorry. So, I'm gonna highlight that in. Okay, I'm gonna rewrite that. This is really odd. Apologies. Okay, so 750 amps is the current, which is how fast it's flowing. Now remember, voltage is the potential difference, so it's the difference in electric charge in the two sides. So if one side is 0, the other side would be, we don't know. But if voltage is equal to 1, it isn't, then there's a difference of 1 volt in the two parts. But amps, the current is the same because the water keeps flowing even if the water lost energy. The current is the same. Let's write down what the current is, which would be I, 750 amps. Okay, now what else are we looking for? What else do we need? the resistance, 10 ohms. So let's write that down. Resistance is equal to 10 ohms. Very unrealistic, by the way. Okay. Now let's rewrite Ohm's law. Now voltage is equal to, well, we'll need amps multiplied by resistance. No, not A. Apologies. That should be I. So V is equal to IR. Now we don't really need to do algebra in the first question, but in the next two we will. So we can just simply substitute in the values. Voltage is equal to I, so that will be 750 multiplied by 10 amps. So, and any of you that knows basic multiplication knows multiplying anything by 10 is just basically adding another zero. So voltage is equal to 7500, so that will be 7500, remember, volts, also measured in, so here we go. The first problem has been tackled. Okay, next one. I warned you it was about planes. Okay, now a plane's landing gear system has 10 volts of voltage and a resistance of 35.5 ohms, decimals. What is the current? Let's find what we need to. What's the voltage? This time we have it, 10 volts. The resistance should be, resistance is green. 35.5 ohms. Now we need to find the current. So the current we don't know, so I'll just write I is equal to I don't know. Get it? No, you don't. Voltage is equal to 70 volts, and what is that? Resistance is equal to 35.5 ohms. Okay. I'll just take that out. Okay, rewriting Ohm's law. Now remember, voltage is equal to, this time we're going to need some algebra, unfortunately for you. I R. Now we'll need to isolate the I. It's simple. Multiply both sides by R. Divide both sides by R. And it's the same as bringing the R over there, which I shall do in a very clever manner. I take the R, bring it down, and now it's suddenly being divided. Here's our new equation. It's easy. V over R is equal to I. So that means the voltage over the resistance is equal to the current. And now, just like what I just did, I'm going to replace the voltage with, what is the voltage? 70. And I'm going to replace the resistance with 35.5. That should be delete. Here we go. 35.5. Now we simply need to do 70 divided by 35.5, which I shall ask it to do. 1.972. Oh wow, I even did it in blue. Cool. Okay. No, actually, that's built in. So, is that 1? Yes. So the answer is 1.972 amperes. So, I'll simply write that I is equal to 1.972 And you might notice, if you know something about significant figures, so you might learn that if the largest number of decimal places is actually is one decimal place, then you need to round your answer to that decimal place. So as you can see, this is one only. If that had been 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4 decimal places, then you would have had to just leave it like that. But right now, we round it to 97, which can be rounded up to 2 precisely. So the I is equal to 2 amps. We just solved the current. So there's 2 amps flowing through this very odd landing gear system. That's not enough to lift an entire plane. Okay, anyways. Nonetheless, the last one, congratulations, this has been 11 minutes. An aircraft engine again, 561 volts of voltage and 33 amps of current. What's the resistance? Okay, I bet that is going to be a lot of resistance. Okay, what's the voltage? 561. Amps is, I'm pretty sure it's green. No, it's blue. So at 33 amps, we need to find the resistance. So let's write that down. Resistance is equal to unknown. I is equal to 33 amps. And V is equal to 561 volts. Or I can just write 561 volts. Okay. So now let's rewrite Ohm's law. So I can't be bothered doing the color coding part this time. Okay. V is equal to, actually, you know what? I'm doing it. I changed my mind. V is equal to I R. Okay. So now we need to isolate R, so that's simple. You just need to grab the I and bring it down below the V. It's as simple as last time, except this time you bring the I down, not the R, which leaves the R. So V over I is equal to R. So a voltage divided by current is equal to the resistance. Ta-da! Now we just need to substitute in the values. The voltage is 561 volts divided by, what is it? 33 amps. And now I'm going to make that blue because I like to. And now basically you just kind of cut these. Let's see what this equals. 17. So the answer is 17 ohms. So there's 17 ohms in this aircraft engine. Cool. Well, that's it for this video. See you next time.